So we have created one note, and that's great, but how do we find it and what does it look like? The first thing I'm going to do actually is just create a couple more notes, just so we've got a bit more to look at. So let's do Wibble create, and again explaining that you only need title and file type is the bare minimum. Another test, txt, and I'm going to hammer enter, and it's as quick as that to immediately create another one. Another test note create. And let's create one more, and you can see that this time found exist, it's all green because everything's initialized and set up. We'll create one more, yet one more test, txt, we'll just leave all the rest blank, and you'll note that if we don't enter the project, it defaults to general. So basically, if you don't specify a project, it will end up under the general part of the tree. One more test, and let's create one more with a different file type, a markdown example, md, create new note, markdown file, some header, good, okay. So we've got about 3 notes here. Let's just take a quick look. So we know that they are under our configuration, they're all stored under documents Wibble. So let's just take a quick look at what that has built for us here. So we have these initial kind of directories, and you'll see notes and note data. If we do take a look at say the notes, tree notes, you can see there we go. So the first thing is it creates a directory for the file type, then a directory for the project, and so you can use this to basically silo off all of your notes of a particular file type or of a particular project. So that's kind of quite potentially quite useful for your interoperability with various other pieces of software and various other projects. Now, of course, the file type, you can use whatever you like there. At the end of the day, it's primarily we're just dealing with each note is just basically a plain text or document that you can edit using your chosen editor. So for example, you could, if you wanted to create your own custom file type, again using an example of work, if your company was called, I don't know, TreeSoft or something, you could create a file type TRS, let's say, and basically, store all of your notes for your that business under the file type TRS. Now the editor wouldn't care about the fact that they're TRS. They could be just they're just plain text. However, if you do make use of Markdown, org mode, or ASCII doc files, so ADOC, so ADOC, so .adoc, .org, .md, all of those, if you use the Wibble GUI viewer, which I'll cover in future video, or you can get automated proper kind of preview rendering of those. So you actually get your nicely rendered org file, or your nicely rendered ASCII doc file, or your nicely rendered Markdown file. So that's something to bear in mind. Really, the idea is the tool is best used with, as I say, either Markdown, org mode, or ASCII doc files, or some mixture or combination, and together with, of course, plain text files. So that's kind of what the basic kind of tree structure looks like. As you can see, each document is, every file has its own unique UUID, so no collision, so you'll be able to have hundreds of thousands of those potentially, no problem. But of course, the last thing we want to do is be trying to browse through this tree manually. That would just be ridiculous and totally unusable. So how do we actually find files?